Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Stanford Howard with the Hgp Sportscast. Colwyn Abrams will tell you now the Guyana Softball Cup 7 will be launched on Wednesday at the Demerara Cricket Club ground. The tournament is set for November 4th to 5th.
The three-day event will be played at various cricket club grounds around Georgetown. According to the president of the Guyana Softball Cricket Association, Ramchand Ragabir, the event will host 8 overseas and 14 local teams. Some of the categories set to be competed are the over 40 male and open youth. This means any youth team can participate. There will also be 2 female matches that will be played on the final day of the tournament. Members of the association and sponsors will be present for the launch, along with the Minister of Social Cohesion, the Honorable Dr. George Norton, and Director of Sports Christopher Jones, who is billed to deliver the feature address. For the Hgp Sports, Colwyn Abrams.
Thank you, Colwyn. In cricket, the West Indies will tour Zimbabwe for a short stint at the end of the month. More in this report. Zimbabwe Cricket has confirmed it will host West Indies for a short tour comprising of 2 tests in Bulawayo later this month. This will be Zimbabwe's first test engagement since their tour of Sri Lanka in July. The first test will be played from October 21st to 25th, while the second will follow from October 29th. Both matches will be played at the same venue, the Queen's Sports Club. A 3-day warm-up from October 15 will precede the series opener. Brandon Taylor and Kyle Jarvis are both expected to make their international comebacks during the series. The pair left Zimbabwe in 2015 and 2013 respectively to play in England on coal-packed deals. Their inclusion is significant because Zimbabwe will depend on them during 2019 World Cup qualifiers, which would take place in their own country next March. West Indies, who failed to qualify automatically, will be among their opponents in that tournament, and Zimbabwe will perhaps use this series to gauge how they will match up. This will be West Indies' second tour to Zimbabwe in the last 12 months. They featured there in a tri-series also involving Sri Lanka in November last year. Kieran Pollard and Darren Sammy are to lead 2 sides in Port of Spain on October 14 to raise funds for victims of the recent hurricane in the Caribbean. A Caribbean Select 11 will take on a Trinidad side. The Trinidad side will be captained by Pollard, while Sammy will lead the Caribbean Select 11 in the charity match team, rebuilding the Caribbean 1 over at a time. Alongside the proceeds from ticket sales, containers will be placed around the ground to collect canned items and clothing. 2017 Guyana Cricket Board Jaguars 3-day league went into day 3 of round 5. With wins for East Bank, Hgptv, Georgetown, and Lower Quarantine. Colwyn Abrams has more.
As the East Bank continued batting on Sunday from their close-of-play score of 62 for 2 after 25 overs, they accomplished their goal by attaining 145 in 46.2 overs, winning with 4 wickets in hand. Sachin Singh, 23, Dashan Prasad, 28, Sharfain Rutherford, 16, Stephen Jacobs, 17, and Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, 15, not out. Bowling for West Berbice, Godish Moti, 3 for 42, while Derek McCalmont, Andrew Dutchin, and Leon Andrews each got 1 wicket. Over at Port Morant, Hgptv continued to strike after having a 204 runs lead over Upper Quarantine and were able to attain a total of 454 runs all out after 93.7 overs, which placed them in a 297 lead. Bowling for Upper Quarantine, Ian Hooper swept up 7 wickets for 116 runs and David Lachia 3 for 78. Upper Quarantine went into bat but fell short of their target of 298 by 170 runs. Bowling for Hgptv, Anthony Adams picked up 6 off 29, Ronaldo Adams 2 for 52, and Akini Adams 1 for 14. At the Tushan ground, West Demerara resumed on 43 for 2 from 14 overs, reached 167 for 8 of 52 overs at lunch. Akashya Prasad made a solid 51. Teenage sensation Ashmead Ned ripped through the West Demerara top order and grabbed 6 for 70 from 23 overs by lunch. On resumption after lunch, Stephen Shankar was introduced to the bowling attack and claimed 3 relatively quick wickets to finish off his bowling for 19 runs as Demerara was bowled out for 186. 46. Ashmead Ned ended with 6 for 76. Paul Wintz 1 for 42. Georgetown, needing 124 for victory, reached their target of 21.5 overs. Robin Backus hit a consolidated unbeaten 52 and Christopher Barnwell 47. Bowling for West Demerara, Kashram Suhedin took 3 for 31. Georgetown won the match by 6 wickets. On day 3 over at Lesignan, Lower Quarantine was 405 for 7 declared in 109.3 overs. When East Coast took to the crease, Kevlon Anderson finished off his batting with 120 off 316 balls. Sean Hettimeyer 43 off 73 balls and Versami Permal 17 off 9 balls. In the East Coast bowling lineup, Cordell Mars picked up 1 for 47, Kumar Bishdial 4 for 51 and Amir Khan 2 for 73. In the East Coast innings, they were only able to amass 97 all out in 34.5 overs, with Ramnarayan Chatura top scoring with a fair 33 runs. Joshua Prasad 17 and Chandrapal Hemraj 12. Lower Quarantine won by an innings and 141 runs. Round 6 is set to commence on Friday. For the HGP Sports, Colwyn Abrams.
Thank you, Colwyn. West Indies players who opt to play matches in Pakistan during next year's Pakistan Super League will benefit from Pakistan Cricket Board Lagis, with foreign players being offered US $10,000 per game. The match bonuses would be paid in addition to the players' existing contracts, with the hope of encouraging international players to make themselves available for Pakistan's home matches. For the first time next year, the Pakistan Super League is set to host 6 to 8 matches in Pakistan. That's all we have for this edition of the HGP Sportscast. Back to you, Travis.